Hi, I'm Avery Davidson.
And I'm Kristen Oakes White. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
And as you can see, this is a special edition of our show because obviously we are not in Louisiana. You don't see terrain like this over around South Lafourche Parish. We are coming to you from beautiful Santa Barbara County, about 95 miles north of Los Angeles. And the agriculture here is extremely diverse, from beautiful flower farms to avocados to vineyards to the most delicious fruits and vegetables. Agriculture is big business in Santa Barbara County with a crop value of $1.8 billion a year.
We're here with Louisiana farmers and ranchers on a special agricultural tour organized by the Louisiana and Santa Barbara County Farm Bureaus. A group of Louisiana farmers and ranchers who grow everything from crawfish to sugarcane to cattle spent 2 days touring California agriculture. They traveled up and down Highway 101 to see firsthand the diverse agricultural production operations you'll only find here in California. Now here's why that diverse California agriculture affects us all. California avocado growers came to the rescue of the rest of the country when USDA avocado inspectors left Mexico in February because of threats made against them.
Yeah, the growers here hurriedly went into their orchards and picked the larger avocados. Elwood Ranch in Goleta, California grows about 100 acres of avocados and 100 acres of lemons on the hills and valleys of Santa Barbara County. The entrance to Elwood Ranch is inviting and warm enough for this fence lizard to sun itself. This ranch dates back to the original Spanish land grants in California, but back then it was much bigger and at one time belonged to a man named Elwood Cooper, hence the name of the ranch. It now belongs to the Doty family. Russell and his father Ken run the farm. But you have to hear how it came into the family.
The story goes that the oldest Doty brother, Ed, came to an estate auction and he was going to buy a team of mules and found out the price of the land was so good they ended up with somewhere around 2,200 acres.
The ranch is now 900 acres with only 200 in production agriculture, 100 acres of lemons and 100 acres of avocados.
Lemons are a hardy tree and they're going to grow and they're going to produce fruit. The avocados are a little more sensitive. You know, around here we kind of talk about how lemons are you can mess with them, you can, you know, hit them with a tractor, whereas avocados, you look at them crossways and they curl up and die.
Isn't that neat?
Red River Parish produce grower Jason Anderson knows the struggles of growing fresh fruit. He grows peaches on his farm and is especially interested in the avocados and is curious why there are still so many on the trees.
I just could not believe that they were still there, and some had been there for several months. And as we learned, an avocado does not mature until you pick it, and then when it's shipped and gets to the grocery store, well, then it's pretty much ready to eat.
The fact that avocados can stay on the tree is a bit of a blessing for the Dotys, especially when there's a disruption of imports from Mexico.
At this point in time, Mexico is the dog and we're the tail. So we need to pick and choose our spots where we come in. And when the inspectors got kicked out of Mexico, I believe by the cartels, it created a big window for us and prices skyrocketed. And if you were lucky enough to have contractors lined up, you're going to make some money on it.
What costs the Dotys a lot of money is water. Russell says it can cost him at least $1,000 each time he starts his pumps.
It would be nice to have, you know, unlimited water, but unfortunately in California it seems like about a 7-year cycle, at least it feels like to me, where we're good for 7 years and bad for 7 years. And you know, this year unfortunately we only got 12 inches of rain. We're almost all the way through our rainy season and it doesn't look like we're going to get anything anytime soon.
Being from back home in Louisiana, we're not used to having to pay super high prices for water, so they have a lot more input cost here just trying to keep their plants alive.
For Anderson and his family, it really is a learning experience, one that will inspire him when he gets home.
This is just the first day on the tour and we have seen so much. It's mind-blowing. You can't imagine how many grapevines, how many avocado trees, how many lemon trees. So yes, there's a lot of stuff that we'll take back.
Winemaking in Santa Barbara County goes back more than 200 years before California became a state in 1850. You can taste that rich history in every glass of Chardonnay, Syrah, or Pinot Noir.
TWILA's Brianne Hendrickson gives us a visual taste of where we are right now, Firestone Vineyards.
Visiting California, going to a vineyard should be at the top of your list. For Louisiana Farm Bureau, it is. The cork was popped and the wine was poured. And I walked around the winery with Greg Gonzalez. He is the Director of Farming Operations for Firestone Vineyards and Foley Estate. Over a glass of wine, we discussed the struggles facing many farms today, including beautiful vineyards like this.
In reality, at California as a whole, you're seeing the passing of a farm, and then those individuals coming back and saying, I have to do what? I have to fill out this. I can't use this anymore, and that, you know, what they grew up on, learning how to farm from their family, it's no longer applicable. So they're making the decision of saying, do I want to do this, or can I sell to an investment banking firm that want ag holdings? And typically those companies have their own consultants that come in and they run the operations. So you're seeing some consolidation in that aspect. So it really comes down to, it's like you can't just farm anymore. You have to become upfront a regulatory compliance agency to allow you then to farm on the back end.
While this view is an art piece, Gonzalez says there's way more to winemaking. He loves the history that blends art with science that goes into every bottle.
We haven't been good as a society to pass down knowledge. It usually leaves as that person leaves us. So with the use of remote sensing and technology in general, we can capture that and then make sure that that legacy continues to live on for the next generation. So it's a merge of science and art, because we can capture a measurement that will allow us to manage and progress over and over without losing, you know, our internal history and our knowledge base from those before us. So it's a merger.
If you would like to try any of these wines from Foley's or Firestone, you're in luck. They actually ship to Louisiana. If you would like to find out more, you can go to twilatv.org.
Right now I'm standing on Stearns Wharf. Built in 1872, it is the oldest working wooden wharf in California, and a great place to see the sights of Santa Barbara and feel the ocean breeze off of the Pacific. You'll understand why I bring up the ocean breeze in just a moment. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, there was an unexpected victim, the cut flower industry. From 2019 to 2020, the value of Santa Barbara's cut flowers dropped from nearly 52 million to 27 million. TWILA's Neil Melanson takes us to Ocean Breeze Farms, where business is still growing back.
As Renee Van Wingerden gives a tour to these Louisiana farmers, they can't help but admire the beautiful results at Ocean Breeze Farms. However, the second-generation immigrant from Holland said it's all a product of his family's hard work.
In 1965, my dad went to the New York's Fair, World's Fair, not speaking any English. And when he came back from his vacation, he goes to his brothers, I want to move to America. On a Sunday, they went to a Sambo's restaurant. And after they finished eating their breakfast, my Uncle John walks out with his, with his stogie in his mouth, and he goes, "This is it. We're moving this neighborhood," and that's basically, they went down the coast, and that's how we ended up with, land over here, and the rest is history.
Renee has counted major clients for his fresh-cut flower farms, including Trader Joe's. Still, it's very tough to compete in this market. Since the time of his father, profits have dropped considerably.
And today, at the moment, our profit margins are down to 1%. And that can only last so long.
One unexpected boon to his business has been the drastic reduction of the number of flower farms in the area. It all comes down to one thing: legalized marijuana.
Only positive thing I can say about that is, in Carpinteria now, a lot of growers have changed over to cannabis growing legally. And that means there are fewer local flower growers on the market, and that has helped us, be surviving.
Of all the many blessings here, working with family, the success, and the beautiful results, There's something else, Renee says, that really moves it.
I had a great life growing up. There was always food on the table. There was always clothes on my back. And, you know, yes, it was passed down from person to person, but no issues there. You know, it's kind of like I lost my mom when I was 5. It leaves something up here. People make fun of you, it leaves something up here. And I think that's why I am today, is because of how I was formed, I guess you can call it, in those years. And it's going to prove to the world that you're betting on the wrong man here. I mean, I'm the right man. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I believe. That's why I'm here today, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Something important to remember is that every single one of these flowers have to be picked by hand before they're packaged and shipped nationwide. That's a lot of logistics and a lot of labor to bring a little beauty from the West Coast. Reporting from Carpinteria, California, I'm Neil Melanson.
Strawberries are by far the top crop grown in Santa Barbara County. In 2020, strawberries in this county alone valued at more than $700 million. As TWILA's Carl Wiggers shows us, farmers here are constantly evolving to produce the strawberries that we love so much.
California strawberries are a special treat, especially fresh off the plant. That's the experience Louisiana Farm Bureau members had visiting Rancho Laguna Farm in Santa Maria, California. Larry Farini hosted the group and explained the complex nature of growing strawberries nearly year-round.
The berries are a long-term crop, so they harvest from March through November here, and we have a special cycle of a new crop that goes in June and harvests until December. So a strawberry crop has 5 crops on it at any given moment. It has a flower, which is about 35 days from harvest, on up to the different stages of growth of that young strawberry to a mature strawberry. And the mature strawberry is red and ripe.
5 crops on these plants at all times means that Farini is constantly managing pests and diseases on this crop. However, that does not always mean using chemicals on this field.
Out in this field working right now is also a bug vac. He's vacuuming bugs off the plants right now. He takes 3 beds at a time, goes 2.5 miles an hour, and there's these big vacuum cleaners, and they suck the bugs up.
While a couple dozen Louisiana Farm Bureau members are picking the berries today, Rancho Laguna has nearly 800 employees at the peak of strawberry season. Between that huge workforce managing this crop, as well as the struggles with supply chain and price increases, Farini says there is no choice but to innovate on his farm.
We do try to innovate. We try to look for ways to be more efficient, to grow a better crop. That's more yield, prettier fruit, easier to harvest for the people. I think it's a little bit like being a frog in the water, and you turn that temperature up slowly. I don't think you really know it's even happening to you. It's a fast pace. You adapt or you perish, right? So that means you have to always be looking for good people who are good team members, right? And how those people can help us innovate and progress.
In Santa Maria, California, I'm Carl Wiggers for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
And those strawberries were absolutely delicious. We got to sample some with our lunch when we had a Santa Maria barbecue, which Kristen Oaks-White is going to teach us all about that style of cooking and feasting on agriculture after the break. But back home, we know you want to know about crawfish and the latest crawfish prices. So as we go to break, we're going to share with you some of the prices from across the state. And these crawfish prices are brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, which reminds you to always eat Louisiana crawfish. And if you're not sure, ask before you eat.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks-White is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice.
Welcome to Feasting on Agriculture. I'm Kristen Oaks White, and today we're in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. And we're serving up a culinary tradition rooted in the Santa Maria Valley, Santa Maria style barbecue with California beef. The Santa Maria Valley is home to thousands of acres of roaming cattle, luscious vineyards, and a century-old culinary tradition. So today we have a real treat for you. We have the grill master himself, Mr. Kevin Merrill, here in Santa Barbara County. And you're a part of the Farm Bureau here, and you're so gracious every time that we come out here to welcome us with this Santa Maria style grill. And it has a rich history, and you are the expert on it, I have been told. So you can tell us what makes this style of cooking so unique to this area and special.
Well, what really makes it unique is it's from generations of cooking. It was first done by the early Californians when they came, the land grants. We had the huge ranchos here, and when they used to gather all the cattle on these huge ranches, they would get together and have a barbecue like this. And historically, they used to take, instead of putting on a grill like we see today, they would take a rod, and in those early days, they would put it on like a willow rod and cook it over the flames that way and turning it. Today, our guys use metal rods, they call rodding the meat, and they'll put a big rod through there and cook it that way. But the real secret are the ingredients. One is just salt, pepper, and garlic, and the red oak that we get here, you'll see around the Santa Barbara County, is special to this, and that's what infuses that special flavor into this meat.
Now tell me about the red oak. What makes the red oak so much better than mesquite or hickory?
Well, it's just the flavor it infuses in there. It's nice, dense wood. We have a lot of it here in the county, and it really adds a nice flavor to the meat.
The cuts of meat, I think, are probably a big part of it too, right?
So well, usually they love to use top sirloin. This is the whole, they call it top block. So it's a block of nice, fresh top sirloin steak. And they do a great job of that, so it's one big piece of sirloin. And then put it on there, and it takes probably an hour and a half or so to cook that. They monitor it and keep adding wood as they need it, but an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Is there something about the height that it's sitting above the fire?
Well, they keep their eye on that. So whether they're rodding it or they use the grate, they can adjust that grill up and down and make it match whatever the heat of the fire is.
Even President Ronald Reagan was an avid fan of Santa Maria style barbecues. Local chef Bob Herdman and his Los Compadres barbecue crew staged several barbecues for President Reagan, including 5 feasts on the south lawn of the White House. Is this one of your favorite ways to cook when you've got a lot of people?
Well, it's the only way we do it here, really. You know, I got to admit, I have a gas barbecue, right? But if you want to have a nice family barbecue, we always use red oak, and we use, you know, the top quality beef that hopefully comes from Santa Barbara County.
Once the internal meat temperature reaches about 130 degrees, they remove it from the grill to rest for about 15 minutes before slicing. Louisiana Farm Bureau members arrived just in time to sample some of the wine produced right here at Mesa Vineyard. Which wine do you suggest pairing with a great Santa Maria barbecue?
Well, you know, for red meat, we like red wine.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, there's several different varieties you can go to. Personally, I think it's hard to beat a nice Cabernet Sauvignon. Although we do a tremendous job with Syrah down here in Santa Barbara County. Pinot Noir, of course, is big. Santa Barbara County is known for its Pinot Noir. We have some of that. And then if you like white wine, we do Chardonnay. We don't like to fall into, you have to have red wine with red meat. In the wine business, we don't care what you like, we just want you to drink it, right? And so if you enjoy Chardonnay with a nice steak, hey, more power to you, and we're glad to provide that to you from Santa Barbara County.
Right here. All right. You like Pinot Noir? I do. Right here, sir. Thank you, sir.
They just dug a pit in the ground.
Yep, just fire.
Those metal rods, stick that on top of it.
The beef is traditionally served with Santa Maria-style salsa, salad, and piquito beans. We recruited Louisiana beef producer Robert Duncan as our official taste tester, and the final verdict? Perfection.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks White was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board. Louisiana Crawfish. Ask before you eat. And by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner. And by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
I'm telling you that Santa Maria barbecue was so delicious. I wish that we could bring some back to you at home in Louisiana, but you're in luck. We have a recipe for you on our website with pictures and more links at twilatv.org. Still to come on TWILA, we have a very special TWILA boost from our trip to Santa Barbara. Stay with us.
Now that we've gotten a taste of what Santa Barbara agriculture has to offer, it's time to have a little fun.
We wanted to share some of the good times Louisiana Farm Bureau members had while we were on this trip here in Santa Barbara.
Delicious. Okay.
Oh, you learned it. I'm gonna stir in the pot. I'm gonna stir in the pot.
You're hired.
I'm hired. I'll fly back.
All right.
These are some big trees.
Dumpster diving. Apparently they didn't make the cut. They were wallflowers. Yes.
Stand over there, take a picture.
Bring me flowers anymore.
Go for it, Meg.
How was that, Robert?
Delicious.
Let me try that. Don't put that on camera.
You like Pinot Noir? I do. Right here, sir. Thank you, sir. We're getting the band back together for the 100th year.
Before we close out the show, we need to say thank you to some people who really made this trip possible. First and foremost, Teri Bontrager, the Executive Director of the Santa Barbara County Farm Bureau. We couldn't have done any of this without you. You organized the tours, you helped us connect with people, and you put up with us. It was such a great time. Thank you so much. You're the reason why we call Santa Barbara County Farm Bureau Louisiana Farm Bureau West.
And also a big thank you to the farmers and ranchers, vineyard managers, and friends across Santa Barbara County who gave of their time to inform and entertain all the Louisiana Farm Bureau members.
Yeah, it takes a lot to do that. So next week we'll be back with a more local edition of TWILA, but until then you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. That way, whenever we put something out about Santa Barbara, you get a chance to see it.
For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.